students, welcome to another class of computer lessons. Today we are going to learn the remaining portions in this chapter. So let's start. So in the previous class we have already started this chapter. First topic is what is a worksheet and what is Microsoft Office Excel. Then we have learned what are the components of Excel and also the various types of data. Okay, the next topic is moving the data. That means data can be moved from one place to another. Data can be moved from one place to another. That is moving the data. So the definition of moving the data or moving data means data transferred from or moved from one location to another location. So moving data means what? Data moved from one location to another location. So how to move the data from one location or one space to another space? It's done by some operations. So that operation is cut and paste operation. What is that? Cut and paste operation. So moving data using a operation that is cut and paste. Cut and paste operation. Cut and paste operation. So cut and paste operation means the data moved from one place to another. That means there is no copy of that. There is no copy to take into the next position, but instead of that, removing the whole content from one position and paste into the next location. Right? That means the whole content will disappear from the original location and then it will display on next or new desired location. Right? So moving data means what? Data moved from one location to another location. Then for doing that, first of all, select the range of cells you want to move. First, select the range of cells which you want to move from one location to another location. Then go to Home tab. So there is some tabs in the Excel. That means we already discussed some components of Excel. So from the Home tab, click the Cut option or Cut button. Click the which button? Cut button. And then after that, just select a cell. So click the mouse pointer into that particular cell so it becomes active and then paste into this content. So first of all, what are the steps? So let's see what are the steps. First, select the range of cells. Select the range of cells which you want to cut. Then second step is go to where? Home tab. That means click the Home tab. Then third step is click which button? Cut. Click Cut option or Cut button. Then click the new cell which you want to paste it. So click a particular cell. Click a cell and then paste on it. So how to paste? Just again go to the Home tab and then click the Paste button. Paste button. Okay. So what are the ways? First, select the range of cells. Then click Home tab. Then click Cut option and then click a cell and then click Paste button. So look at the picture or table in your textbook. Here there is a table and it contains some list of some students and their age and their class. So first, name, age, class. So there are three fields: name, age and class. And it contains, the name list contain 4 names of students: Arun, Ishi, Sabi and Ekta. Their age 15, 14, 16, 18. And the class, Arun is in 9th class, Ishi 8th, Sabi 10th and Ekta 12th. Right? So our question is, the example here is, cut the names of students from that field and then paste into the another section of cells. Right? So we want to cut the names of students from here and then go to or click to the another cell and paste on it. Okay. So first, what are the things we have to do? First, select the range of cells. Range of cells means from A1 to A5. From A1 to A5. So select the cells from A1 to A5. Then after that, click the Home tab. That means after selecting the name of students, go to Home tab and then click which option? Cut option. Click cut option. So first, select the range of cells and then click on Home tab. Oh, here is the Home tab, and we know under the Home tab there are some buttons like cut, paste, copy, etc. So select copy option. So click copy. So here is the cut option. There is a symbol of scissor. There is a cut option. So click the cut and then select a cell which you want to paste the content. So here the fourth step, click a cell. So this is the cell which you want to paste it. So this is the first entry of the content. So this is the first entry which you want to paste the content. So first of all, make the cell active. Then next is we want to paste it, right? So that click the Home tab, or already the default tab is Home tab. So click which button? Paste button. Here look at this, there is a button named paste. So paste it. After that what will happen? The whole content will removed from the original position and then it will paste into new location. It will paste into new location. Understand? So what are the steps? First, select the range of cells. First, select the range of cells. Second one, go to Home tab and then click which option? Cut option. There is a scissor picture, so that is cut option. So cut button and then click an entry or a cell which you want to paste the whole content which we cut it. So that then go to the Home tab or click paste option and then finally the whole content removed from the original position and it displayed on the new desired position. Alright. Okay. Then you can also copy the content from where? One worksheet to next worksheet by simply copying the data. Then next is copying or moving by the drag and drop method. Copying or moving by drag and drop method. So here we already discussed how to copy the data and how to cut the data, right? So that is the first way, and another way, that is to drag the data from one place to another place. To drag, to select the whole range of cells and then drag it into the new position. Let's see how to do it. So that first one, moving the selected data range. So first one, moving the selected data range. That means cut the data by using drag and drop option. Second one, copying the selected data range. Right, okay. So first, moving the selected data range means, first of all, select the whole range of cells and then hold down the mouse and drag into the new position. That is, to move the selected data range, drag the selected range from the border around and drop it into the another location by releasing the mouse button. Similar, just simple as or equal to drag and drop action. That is, select the whole range of cells and then moving the mouse button and to release it into another new position. Same way we know. Next way is copying the selected range means, there is a short key, we know, Control plus C. So Control plus C for copy. Then Control plus X for cut. And Control plus V for paste. So we can simply do this by using shortcut key. That is, Control plus means select, hold the range of cells and press Control key and C. That is in the keyboard. So press Control and C. So that means the whole data copied and then it will display or it will paste into the next position by using this short key. Which short key? Control plus V. Right? So copy, Control plus V and then paste, Control plus V. If you want to cut it, the short key is Control plus X. Okay. Then next topic is auto sum, sorting and formula. Auto sum, sorting and formula. Okay, so auto sum means, first one, using auto sum. Auto sum means it provides an easy and a quick method to calculate the sum automatically. That means if we want to calculate the sum of data from a particular range of cells, so just click the auto sum option. There is a symbol, that is sigma. So this is a simple and easy method. Just click this button. This button is known as auto sum. Auto sum means it simply calculates the sum of numbers. Simply calculate the sum of numbers from a range of cells. So that is auto sum. So let's do it. So for calculating or for finding auto sum, first, so look at the picture or the table which is seen in your textbook, page number 35. Here, first field is matches and second field is score. So the first match, India versus Australia, and the score is 76. Next, India versus Sri Lanka, that is, the score is 98. Third, India versus New Zealand, so the score is 134. Fourth one, India versus Pakistan, and the score is 45. So there are some names of matches and the scores of each matches will be displayed on this. There is a in this box or in this table. So now we want to calculate the total sum of all these scores. So how to do it? Using auto sum. That means we want to calculate the sum of all matches, that is 76 plus 98 plus 134 plus 45. That is the sum of all scores, right? So we do not need to calculate in a manual way, but there is a simple and easy way. Just click the cell below the data and then go to the auto sum and then click it. What will happen? The final result of all these numbers, that means the total sum of these numbers will be displayed in this cell, right? All of you understood? That is, once again, if you want to sum of a particular range of cells, just click on an active cell or just make a cell active and then go to auto sum, then click on it. Finally, the whole sum of or the whole result will be displayed on that cell. So that means here this is the cell, so which contains 76, 98, 134 and 45. So if you want to find auto sum, just click the cell below the data. So this is the active cell. Okay, then go to auto sum and click on it. So the final result 353 will display in this active cell. That means it will calculate 76 plus 98 plus 134 plus 45. That means there is a formula that is equal to sum of range of cells. Range of cells from, for example, here A1 to A1 plus or A1 to A4. A4. This is the equation for calculating the number of numbers from a range of cells, and just we want to calculate these numbers by using what? Auto sum, right? Okay. Then the auto sum is under the which tab? Home tab. So there is a problem to find the sum of marks scored by all students using auto sum. So there are some list of students: Sanjay, Rajiv, Shalini and Mithaj, and the subjects Maths, Science, English, Hindi. So look here, Sanjay, he got 23 in Maths, 34 in Science, 56 in English and 45 Hindi. Okay, so we want to calculate the total marks of each of these students. We have to calculate the total marks of each of the students. So how will you do using auto sum for finding the result? Just select the cell below the data. So now select the entire cell from H to K. After that, go to Home tab and then click the auto sum button. So what happened? Then the result of each of the marks will display in that cell, right? Okay. Next is sorting of data. Sorting of data. arranging the data in a particular order means ascending order or descending order. Arranging the data in an ascending order or a descending order, that is the sorting means. Sorting means what? Arranging data in an ascending or descending order. Okay, arranging data in an ascending or descending order. So here, for example, if we arrange the names from ascending order, that means A to Z. If the names are arranged in descending order, means Z to A. Right? So arranging data in a sorting order means we can arrange the data in an ascending order or descending order, that is from A to Z or Z to A. So let's do it. The question is to sort the given data based on a column. To sort the given data based on a column. So here there are three fields: name, age, marks. The first name Shalini, Rajiv, Ishi, Charu and Mitesh. So the question here is what? Sort the given data based on column. Here name, based on name. So you have to sort the data based on the name. That means we have to sort the data according to the ascending order of the name. Okay, let's do it. So names Shalini, next Rajiv, next Ishi, next Charu and then Mitesh. Right. So we want to order these 5 names. That means we want to ascending order. We want to take or place ascending order in these places of names. First step, for that, select the names. Select the names or select the whole data. And then click on the home tab. From where? Click on home tab. So under the home tab there is a button named sort and filter. Which button? Sort and filter button. So in that button, when we click the sort and filter button arrowhead, so that there is a list sort from A to Z or sort from Z to A. So that you can select a particular order for ascending order or descending order. And then if you want to select a particular field, for example, if you want to select a name field or mark field, etc. So just select a custom sort. Which button or which option? Custom sort. So in that dialog box, it contains the names of or the list of fields. So you can select your desired field. So here when we click the custom sort, it contains 3 fields: name, age and mark. So you can select which field? Name field. And then from the order, ascending or descending. So that means order, there is a drop down list order. So you can select A to Z or Z to A. So that A to Z is selected. And finally the correct order, ascending order of names, this will display on the screen. So what it becomes? Charu, Ishi, Mitesh, Rajiv and Shalini. So this is the ascending order of the list of names. Right? So what are the steps? First, click home tab. Then second step, click sort and filter. Then third step, click custom option, custom sort. Then next fourth one, select the field. Then next select A to Z or Z to A. Okay, so first click Home tab, click Sort on Filter, then click Custom Sort, then select the field, then fifth select A to Z. Okay. Then next is using formula. Using formula means Excel provides some simple and powerful features to enter the formula and finding the result. So there are some operators and the meaning and example which is shown in your table which lies in page number 37. So first operator, plus operator. We know what is plus? For addition. So just take an example, 5 plus 2 plus 57. So the result is 62. Second operator, minus, and the meaning we know, subtraction. And take an example, 89 minus 78. So the result 11. Third operator, division, and we know it is for division. And then here take an example, 125 by 5. So finally we will get 25. Then star operation means it's used for multiplication, and we know 7 into 6 is equal to final result 42. And then percentage operation. Percentage means percent, so 3%. So that means 3 by 100, right? Then this is the operation for exponentiation or raised to. For example, 2. If you want to type 2 raised to 3, you can press 2 and then press the symbol, this exponential, then raised to, then press the number 3. So 2 raised to 3. So 4 raised to 2 here, 60. So entering formula means if you want to enter any formula like any equation for adding two numbers or any equation, first you must put an equal to symbol before entering the equation. For example, if you want to calculate the two cells A1 and then B1, just put an equal to symbol on before that and then type A1, then add plus, then B1, so that it becomes a formula. If you are not type this equal to symbol before that, it will consider as a text. So that means there is no formula, it is considered as a text. So if you want to enter a formula, that means first you have to put an equal to symbol before entering the equation. Right? Okay, so here an example, C11 plus D11 plus E11 equal to C11 plus D11 plus E11. That means here this data from this cell address C11 and the data from the cell address D11 and the data from the cell address E11. For example, C11 contains 2, 3, 5, C, D, E. And this is the 11. So C11 is 2, 2 plus. D11 is 3, 3 plus. And E11 is 5. So 5. 2 plus 3 plus 5, 10. So we can construct a formula using this. So remember, just put an equal to symbol before entering the equation. Then next is copying the formula. Copying the formula means we can copy formula we created into the any other cells by using two options. Once again, we can copy the formula or the equation into any other cell by using two options. So first name it is called relative referencing. First it is called what? Relative referencing. Relative referencing. And second is called absolute referencing. So first of all, once again, if you want to copy any formula from one place to another cell, so you can do using two options or two methods. What are they? First, relative referencing, and second one, absolute referencing. So let's see what is that. What is relative referencing and what is absolute referencing? First, let's discuss about relative referencing. Relative referencing. Relative referencing means referencing something related to the cell. For example, in relative referencing, when you copy a formula to different cells, the cell address in the formula change according to the rows and columns where the formula is being copied. Once again, if you want to copy a formula to another, from one cell to another cell using relative referencing, that means the cell address can be changed according to the rows and columns from where it is being copied. For example, here Arun, C, D, science, A, B, C. So 1, 2, Arun, name, science, maths, and total. So here Arun, 90, 90. So here we created a formula that is C equal to, first put an equal to symbol, then D1 plus C1. So this is the equation we created for calculating sum. So if you want to copy this formula or this equation to any other cell, then if by using relative referencing, what happens? The cell address changes. That means the same one, C1, D1, another example, 3, Arun, 80 plus 80, so that it will changes to C1 plus D1. If any other cell, it will changes to, sorry, D2 plus C2. Yes, D2 plus C2. If any other cell, we can say that D3 plus D3. And next B4 plus D4. And next B5 plus D5. That means the cell address changes according to the address of rows and columns. Cell address changed according to the address of rows and columns. And we will get the result according to their, so that the correct result will be displayed on the corresponding cells. So here, look at the table. Here there is a names of some students and also their marks for each of the subjects in science and maths. So Arun, he got 56 in science and 78 in maths. So the total 134. So the equation here is equal to D2 plus C2. D2 means the address of science mark, right? That means the cell address D2, which contain the mark 56, and C2 means which contain the mark 78. So 56 plus 78 is equal to 134. Then next is, it will changes to what? B3 plus C3, and then B4 plus C4, and then B5 plus C5, and then B6 plus C6. So that we can say that the cell address changed according to where it is being copied. Cell address changed according to where it is being copied. Cell address changed according where it is being copied. Okay. And next type of referencing is absolute referencing. Next is what? Absolute referencing. Absolute referencing. In absolute referencing, we can say that the cell address cannot be changed according to their rows and columns, but we have to put a symbol for that. That is a dollar symbol we have to enter before the rows and before the column. For example, in absolute referencing, when you copy a formula to different cells, the cell address in the formula remains what? Same. It will not change. Cell address remains same. In absolute referencing, cell address same irrespective of the rows and columns. And how to differentiate, or what is the difference? How can we differentiate a relative referencing and absolute referencing? Just one point, that is the cell address. To make a cell address absolute, add a dollar sign before the row and column address. For example, just a dollar sign before the row and column address. So that represents absolute referencing. Okay, so absolute reference means what? Absolute referencing, when you copy a formula to differences, the cell address in the formula remains the same irrespective of where the formulas is being copied. That means if you want to make a cell that is absolute referencing, just put a dollar symbol before the row and column address. So that we know the difference between absolute referencing and the relative referencing is difference of relative and absolute referencing. In relative, absolute. In relative referencing, the cell address changes. Cell address changed. Then, in absolute referencing, cell address remains same or constant. Cell address remains constant. Then, next, it's simply make using creating formula. Here, to absolute, to make an absolute referencing, put a dollar symbol before the rows and column address. Put a dollar symbol. Okay. Then, so next is mixed referencing. Mixed referencing means the cell address where one component is made absolute and other component is not absolute. What is mixed referencing? One component is absolute and other component is non-absolute. Such type of referencing is known as mixed referencing. And there is an activity. Take the correct absolute cell address. D9. So the activity here. Activity D9. Next dollar symbol D, $8. Then H11. Next F dollar, $4 symbol. Then dollar, F $4. Then G15. Then G. Okay, so you have to do the correct absolute cell address. So first one, D9. We know if you want to make a cell absolute, what happens? What are the things you have to do? First, put a dollar symbol. So here this is wrong. This is correct because this is row, D is the row and 8 is the column. D is the column and 8 is the row. So you can put the cell address $8 and $8 so that the cell address is correct. So we can make this absolute. So this is correct and this is wrong and this is wrong and this is wrong. Yes, this is correct and this is wrong. This is wrong. Okay. So once again, what are things we have learned today? First, moving the data. Moving the data means data moved from one place to another. Data moved from one place to another for using an operation that is cut and paste operation. So for that, select the range of cells and go to Home tab and click the cut button and then take the or make a cell active and then paste it. Then second, copying or moving by drag and drop method. It's very simple. Just select all the range of cells and hold down the mouse and drag into the new location. Then using AutoSum sorting and formula means AutoSum means it is an easy and a quick method to find the result or the sum of all numbers in the range of cells by using a symbol that is AutoSum, which can be replaces the formula used for calculating sum. Then sorting means arranging the data in a particular order, whether it is an ascending order or a descending order. That means arrangement of data in a particular order. We can use A to Z or Z to A by using the method that is first create the formula for the cells create the or select the range of cells and then go to Home tab and then click an arrow, sort and filter arrowhead button. So there is an option that contains custom sort. So you can select the name of the field and after that clicking the name of the field you can select whether it is the order type, that means A to Z or Z to A. Then formula means there are some operators we already discussed, plus, minus, into, division, modulus, etc. So you can create a formula using the operator, and then just remember that just put an equal to symbol before entering the equation. Then there are two methods for copying a formula. First is absolute referencing and the second is relative referencing. Then what happens relative referencing? Relative referencing means the cell address can be changed. That means it becomes changed according to the rows and columns address. It means C1 to C2, C3 to C4. It is changed according to the cell address of rows and columns. But in absolute referencing, there is no change in the address of the original formula's address. That means it remains same irrespective of the formula being copied in the cell. So that if you want to make a cell absolute reference, what will you do? Just put a dollar symbol before the rows and columns. Then we have discussed, or we have did some activity based on that. So our chapter is over. Which chapter? Fourth chapter, working in Microsoft Office Excel, ends here. So last class we have discussed the electronic spreadsheet worksheet. Electronic spreadsheet means it's the computer program used to perform numeric calculations. Okay, so today's class ends here. Thank you.